Oh my goodness. All right. What's up, guys? Thank you for hanging out with me for a second. I've got a couple of shout outs I want to do for some folks. All right, so I got you guys looking at my screen. I'm actually doing some stuff here. What's up, guys? What's up, future artists? And I'm going to try to see if I can get this to work a little bit better. It's not working out quite that well. Okay, that works. Just want to get you. I got to get good afternoon or good evening. It is evening for me, Nerdpool. I am in Tampa, Florida. So I'm sketching in Photoshop. You can see I have the stylus. And are you out in California, Nerdpool? I think we covered this before, right? All right, so Abraham, where are you at again? Are you in the Netherlands? Somebody's in the Netherlands. Anyway. Right on. How you doing, Craig? Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it, man. So I started this drawing, and I am kind of working on it to be sort of just a warm-up. I need to get squared away before I start working on some stuff. George is in the Netherlands. Oh, George is in the Netherlands? Okay. I get it confused. Right on, man. Thank you. So I'm drawing this character. I'm not sure who it is. It's not anybody in particular, although I'm sure it'll be somebody like Superman or something, or it could be Batman. I don't know. But I just like to kind of work in my details here. I'm enjoying drawing digitally. Black Bolt. Could be Black Bolt. That's actually not a bad idea. So I can kind of show you what I'm doing in Photoshop and how I use it. I'm using brushes that I purchased from Frenden, Frenden. I always like to give him a little shout out for that, to make sure that he gets the credit for these great tools. Thanks, Ranger. I appreciate that. Thank you. I gotta talk to him though. This pencil brush, I love it, but it's set to like dull. I wish there was a way to get it to doesn't dull. Power Suit Lex. Could be. I don't like the bridge of his nose. See how it's got that weird thing? What's up, Tony? Hey. I'm gonna go fix that a little bit here. Okay. Bring it in. I'm actually a big fan of Disney Channel, so I have it playing in the background just for some noise. I like the lightheartedness of it. My life is so full of craziness that it's nice to have some good old-fashioned goodness in my life. Yeah, it does kind of look like he could be a little more ethnic than I'm giving him credit for, right? Let's try that. Unless you think that Chala has a thin nose. I don't know. Yeah, Chala. Prince Chala. Is it T'Challa? T'Challa? Is that how we're supposed to say it? I'm not sure. I've heard people say it different ways. I assume everything's silent when I talk. T'Challa. Now, did Jack Kirby say that? Or somebody else say that? Because I'm just saying. Yeah, I like this finer nose on him before. I'll just, see, this is what I love about working digital. Command Z, oh snap. But I think I went too far, so I can only Command Z so much. Chia Pets? Okay. I get it. Chia Pet. Yeah. Anyway. So I'm just kind of going here. I wanted to primarily take this chance to hey Chris, how you doing, man? 100-yard dash? Help me out with that, man. What's the 100-yard dash? Forgive me. I don't. This sounds very familiar though. Is this something I said recently? Anyway, I wanted to apologize to Steven Sanchez earlier. I completely monopolized his feed, his Periscope earlier. I need you guys to let him know I did this. It hurts my heart. I did not mean to do that. So he's an amazing artist and deserves the attention that he deserves. And I think we all went on there, and some of us to talk about something that happened yesterday, and I apologize for all that. So you're gonna hear my wife tell my children to go to sleep. That's okay. Don't be afraid. So this drawing is funny. It looks like a Bern Hogarth drawing. It looks like I should be drawing Tarzan or something. Too much of these lines here. I don't like that. I'm gonna switch my erasing tool to something a little less angry. I hate that commercial. I'll leave it there. Okay, back to my pencil. I know. It's one of those jingles too that sticks in your head, never goes away. Yeah, I just want to get that eraser to be a little more like that. Let's see, I'm drawing. That's kind of cool. I know it's never changed, but you know what? That's the strength of that commercial. Like everybody knows who it is, and that's why it shouldn't change, because you know who it is, and you got to keep rolling with it. All right. So is this Lex Luthor? Do you guys want this to be Lex Luthor? We can make this Lex Luthor. You've made me bald, Superman. That's why we're angry. How did I develop my style? You know, I grew up on very distinct artists. But I was talking about this last night, I think, that there was another art, as a friend of mine I work with, she kind of broke me of this, like, overly soft style that I normally draw in. And I decided a while back that I wanted to draw more like her. Like it's not her style that I was copying. It was more the technique she was using. And that technique has actually dictated my style a little bit. I think you can still see a little bit of my bigger influences. Guys like John Buscema is in my work. A lot of Alan Davis. Maybe you don't see it, but those are the guys I was learning from. A lot of Jim Lee. My buddy Chip. He's always quick to remind me of that. But and Bruce Timm had a big influence on me at some point. I was really kind of digging his approach to all things superhero. And then I would say so all those influences together, just me studying them and learning from them. John Byrne, Michael Golden's a great influence on me too, to some extent. Anyway, these guys have all kind of contributed to my madness. And I'm going to do something real quick, guys, because I don't like the way my camera's set up here. There we go. Oh no, I just ruined it. Alright, that's better, right? Picasso, you know, unfortunately, and it's to my shame, I was not directly influenced at all by the classic masters. I didn't really, oops, there goes an action figure. I didn't really get into art that way. I got into art through comic books. So for me, comics are, I know it sounds crazy, but the comics are the masters to me. To be a backseat artist, but that ear looks weird. Oh, it sure does, doesn't it? I think I shrunk something, or... Okay, I'll fix that in a second. You can see where it's wrong. What happened to it? What happened? I must have moved something by accident, because I was down further. Alright. Good catch. Is that more comfortable for you? See, on the screen, it doesn't look very tight. It looks a little stretched. On my screen's a little more proportionate. I feel you on the comic book artists being the masters. And listen, I'm sure there's someone that's going to hate me for saying that. I'm not, I respect the masters tremendously. I just didn't pay attention to them growing up. The inside. Oh. That's cool. I'll figure that out in a second. I always do. This is just like a shorthand for me for ear. It's all jacked up now, actually, because I did something weird. It was a little more normal before. All right. But anyway, let's move past the ear, guys. Let's move past the ears. Anyway, so anyway, yeah, I guess so. That's that. There's my comment. Derailed. Squirrels. Squirrel. Thank you. Thank you, CBS. What makes them masters? Ours all subjective anyway. No, we owe a lot to the Michelangelos and the Da Vinci. We owe a lot to them, and I'm just saying that some people some people who are more like, oh, classic only, but comic art was always meant to be kind of like a throwaway. It wasn't meant to last this long this way. Although I think many of us have elevated it back up to an art form. I just know that a lot of those guys were doing. I mean, if you look at Bern Horgoth, a lot of his stuff was very classical in nature in terms of how he approached illustration. So he was kind of demonstrating that. Damn, this guy looks terrible. Ugh. I don't know, that ear is gigantic too. Gotta fix that. And his jaw. Why did I even shift something wrong here? The good thing about Photoshop is you can do quick edits. The bad thing about Photoshop is sometimes if you make a mistake by accident, you don't remember how it happened. I don't remember being this large. This feels better now. Oh, look at that. One human ear. Photoshop is OP? What does that mean? What does OP mean? Alright, so. Hey, what's up, man? Photoshop is overpowered? Maybe. What have we done? I'm sorry. SB, I'm sorry. Let's see here. Let's go this way here. See, my head looks too tall. Like it's all conical now. The other conventional wisdom you drop on these sessions. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I hope it's helpful. I hate to be just sounding off. You believe in me? Thanks, man. Okay, let's see. SB, you're amazing, dude. I gotta tell you, I can't wait till I meet you face to face. I hope I haven't already, but I hope. I was just saying that comic artists we owe them a lot. I just grew up on them, so that's why I refer to them so much, and I prefer that some of the guys I really love. You're welcome, man. You're absolutely welcome, dude. You are huge to me. What's up, man? What's up? Anyway, we're supposed to die a long time ago. That's right. I did say that. This art form wasn't supposed to exist this way. I think we've definitely extended its life, its longevity. But the reality is, it's all. Someone said it's subjective. It is subjective, and I think that for the most part, we can say that. I don't know. I love it all. I love animation art. I love the simple interpretation of the idea versus the fully illustrative. Oh my gosh, this is all the details. I was commenting on that recently, how some people are just known for the details, but I'm not that concerned about that. I like the minimalists a lot. I like the Mike Mignolas. I like the Adam Hugheses. He's great. He's more simple than you guys probably, well, not you guys, but maybe some people think. I don't know what that is there. There's something weird with his eye there. I'm trying to think about this eye in perspective on the surface of his face. Depends on my. Are you brush setting? Sorry if you already answered. I was just telling. I have these. Let me show you. These are. Well, you can't see them, but these are my. This is a pencil brush that I got from Friendon. You guys gotta check him out. He's Frenden. He has a nice set of brushes. Very inexpensive. You go to his website and you buy his brush set. Very cool. These eyes look terrible now. I should have stuck with the other ones. We'll figure it out. This is where I kind of do a little bit of a... I learned this trick, believe it or not, from George Tuska. I used to love the way he would just simplify the shape of the eye with basically a rectangle that wasn't completed. And I try to employ that whenever I can, because it's a great way to just kind of push through. You know, if I'm not sure what I'm doing, just kind of get the idea out. Yeah. I definitely, Jim Lee's eyebrows influence, and J. Scott Campbell is a big influence on me too. He's another one. That was my photos, I think my phone or something binged. Yeah, I love J. Scott. He's really good. All right, let's see. Maybe this isn't perfect either. I'm trying to give him the mad scientist look. I'm going to get you, Superman, for making me bald. All right, that's pretty good there, I think. You know what? Those lips are funny. Let me just fix that too. How about... give me more of that comic book mouth. That... I hate you, Superman. Anyway, back to my conversation about Steven Sanchez. I love me some Steven Sanchez, and I apologize to him publicly for taking up his space on Periscope today. I do apologize. I hope he would forgive me. He deserves, when he's on, he deserves to be on and not me co-opting his time. So, anyway, so I just gave him a little dimple thing in his chin. Oh yeah, so this brush I have to keep clicking on the actual brush again, because if you look up here, this right here, it's a sharpened pencil, and then what happens is as you draw it gets dull, which is kind of cool, but not cool, because I hate sharpening pencils, especially if it's digital, for crying out loud. But sometimes it's cool because it also reacts, so I can draw I can do shading like that. But again, what's up, today? Yeah, how are you, girl? All right, so Lex Luthor in the power suit, or maybe he's not in the power suit. Maybe he is. How does that suit look? I don't remember now. I probably shouldn't draw it then. Fix that ear. It's a little small. No, it's too small. Pattern baldness. You have crispy fade. All right. What's up, Scotty? All right. Let's see. I'm gonna give him that little puff under the eyes. That's always important for a mad scientist. He stays up late, so he needs that. Okay, I'm gonna switch to white so I can paint out some of the things, almost like an eraser. Okay, I'll look it up in a second, brother. I'll look it up in a second. I'm not gonna be here too long. I said that last time, but I just wanted to kind of jump in with some digital goodness before I moved on. I got this little fly. I don't know if you guys can see it. He's bugging the tar out of me. All right. All right, let's see. Isn't it great? I'm not sure what it makes. I'll send me a message, man. I'll get one. I'll get it to you. You can test it out. SB, what are you doing next, man? What's going next? What are you working on these days? Are you doing any books, or advertise for yourself here, please? I don't like this eye. It's too far out to the edge. Practice? Sure, girl. We're always practice. This is practice. This is me trying something out that I've been meaning to try out for a while. You know, I always draw on the pencil. I bought myself one of those gooseneck things, the Bistec ones. The thing I'm using right now is cool, but I don't like I'm not crazy about the way I don't know, it's just kind of clumsy. I want something kind of out of my way when I draw. So anyway, but when I get that in, I want to do more of this. It'll be better to draw my pencil stuff or traditional, but in the meantime, I actually like doing this too. There's nothing wrong with my digital stuff either. So far, my comics have been done digitally as well, so it is what it is. My OGN, a graphic novel, guess it's like South Park or The Goonies in the Land of Conan. What? What's it called, man? Is it anything done? Can anybody see it? Post a link or something. I'd like to, anywhere I can help you with that, if at least advertise for it, let me know. Happy to support quality stuff, man. That's kind of a cool. I like this so far. I like this. I want to give him a little bit of a deeper brow. Sketches on Twitter. I mean, a bunch of these things, girl. You know what? Yesterday, yeah. You know, that's cool. Don't look at it like that. I was telling someone. I was typing someone in an Instagram comment about when you make mistakes. That's good because you're weeding out all the things that you don't want to do. So you just got to keep a mental note of what that is, and you keep rocking. You know, you keep trying to the next thing until you finally can pull together whatever it is you think you need. But like I told you guys before, 10,000 hours, super important. All right, so maybe I'm going to ink this a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is just for fun. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the opacity on this. Okay, so that you can barely see it, but I can still see it. Then I'm going to I always just use the regular brush. This one right here, the one that comes in Photoshop. This guy right here. That's all I do. It's just in the settings. A lot of it is in my settings. And I think it's important to, you know, give yourselves a break when it comes to this stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that everybody thinks is, oh, it's just he does it so well, but maybe, oops, wrong layer. I didn't make a new layer. You know, you want to kind of see. This is why I need a Cintiq. This is a little uncomfortable, but it's okay. It works. I use this. I've been using another tool as well, but recently for some comic work, but I traditionally use this one. And I just have my settings worked out so on my brush, so that, yeah, I'm using an Intuos Pro. I have my settings set up so that I have a lot firmer pressure, because I tend to be heavy-handed, so this kind of helps me to, and also it gives me a cool thick to thin ratio. Then of course I'm doing my own thing. I have a particular technique that I do. I don't know if you guys can detect it here. I'll let you guys guess it. Okay. All right. Okay, I will. Okay, I'm gonna add the lid. Alright, so I got this going here. Bridge of the nose. The extra line there for the boldness there. You go, girl. Be right back. Go for it. Oh wait, I didn't quite finish this side. It's funny how I I used to think was because I was letting the ink dry, and digital is just a habit now. I just like bounce around all over the place. My ADD just has no limits. I see, great little tool there. That flare at the end of your stroke is a nice touch. Thanks, man. Yeah, I, I like to throw that in there for a little pizzazz. Um, all right. Again, I'm just using the tool that's already built into Photoshop. This isn't actually any special deal. And yeah, I like to throw in a little flicks and specks of things to kind of give it a little more energy. Someone said that I commented on my Colossus. They said that it looks a lot like Brett Blevin. Someone else said that it looked like what's his name? Oh my gosh, Rick Leonardi. And I thought, yeah, that's interesting because there's things about their work that I've always loved. It's that kind of that cool little abrupt line. So a little fun. Okay, so thanks, man. You know, I try to do this with the brush too. When I use that Pentel brush pen when I do the traditional stuff, and I get a little bit of a snap like this does. But I don't know. It's not quite as I actually prefer it in Photoshop. It's kind of has this cool distinct style. I did a graphic for Harley Davidson with a whole an eagle that I developed in this kind of look. It was killer looking, but alas, it wasn't the flavor of the month for that customer. That's all right. So this is almost like me working with tech pens is also another way I try to approach it. I like trying to make a tech pen do the thick and thin, like a micron. If it has if you have the right touch on it, you can do a lot of cool things with a micron or a Copic multiliner. I can get into this eye. I like. Is Lex's eyes green? I think he has green eyes, or purple, depending on who interprets it. All right. Have I gotten totally digital thinking? On the recent comic stuff I have, not necessarily because I want to, but because it's just more. I'm faster in the digital environment. Use them while I got a quick guard, man. Tony Stark. Cool, man. Cool. Digital for me provides a quick editing that I can't get out of some of these other things. And it just helps me stay focused on the time. But I prefer inking with traditional tools. The kryptonite has turned them green for sure. Probably. Let me do this here. All right, let's see. All right. Yeah, it's and this. I always feel like there's always that weird competition between digital, but if it's gonna help me just keep the job, like I'm gonna prepare all my thumbnails and everything digitally, and it just helps me. I can just, thank you, man, thank you. It's like I just feel like efficiency is more important than some original art. The downside is there's no original art to sell. which is fine. But for now, it just gives me a chance to be employed, if that makes sense. All right. So, like, obviously, this isn't inked properly. I have to go through and make sure that these things are bold enough. Make sure I'm doing my thick and thin. I got my light source. Generally, my light source comes from like above, down. So, my shadows, I always do that. I don't care what angle I'm at. I'm always doing the same light source. Yeah. Well, you know, some of my yeah, I've done that too. I have done that too. In fact, that's, you know, I'll, you know, again, but even taking the time to ink it, and you know, these new jobs that I've just been getting from various publishers, I I I really want to just do a good job and get that work in, and as long as they're cool with the digital, I'm gonna keep on, because it gives me a chance to kind of get, you know, warmed up to all that, you know, and I'd rather be on time than miss out. So since he colors digitally, I imagine so. Let's see here. So that looks interesting. Is challenging for you? What angle of perspective is challenging for me? You know, honestly, that upshot that I tend to do a lot, I do a lot of it because I'm trying to perfect it. It's not an easy one. I feel like I have faked some of that to a degree on some occasions in the past. Your mind can't comprehend how I'm doing this. Oh, hey, how you doing, man? I mean, young lady. Haven't seen you in a while. Miss Parrish. I do it. I work with a tablet. I've been working with tablets for years. That's how I got involved in this whole gig. And Cintiqs are cool, but I guess I have pretty good hand-eye coordination. Video games help me that way, I guess. Yeah, so I keep bouncing around, trying to make sure that... Now, what's cool about Photoshop, I can do this. I just activated my turn thing here. A lot of people doing well. Thanks, man. Go back to ink here. A lot of people... I mean, I just keep learning, guys. That's all I'm trying to do. Oh, no. I'm not good at coloring, guys. I have some friends that are amazing, and I just don't have that. I mean, I can paint. If you want me to digitally paint something, I'm pretty good at that. But comic coloring is, that's not my cup of tea. I mean, I could. I guess I should say I could do it. It's just the time to do it would just be unnecessary. I stick with what I know what to do well. So there's almost like a sadness in Lex's eyes, right? Thanks, man. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, let's see. I like that. I like that a lot. So now I'm going to go into the ears here a little bit. You know who helped me to look at inking like this too? It was really helpful was Ryan Otley has an incredible style, like the super clean but loaded style. Oh, so good. You know what I need help with, guys? I need help with background and how to process that kind of stuff. Backgrounds with, what do you call it? What do you call it? I'm down with perspective and all. I just have a hard time with the kind of architecture that's involved in most cities and such. Gee whiz, those are complicated. That's something I'm going to be wrestling with for a while. I'm going to make it a point to master that. That's my next target. I'm tired of being tired about drawing. Does that make sense? I'm gonna figure it out. Anyway, so here we go. This is looking pretty cool. It's a cool style. I think it works well. It's kind of a neat, that hyper realistic comic book look, but still cartoony. I'm trying to do that in my work. I've noticed that. I've noticed that I'm pretty good at doing expressions, so that's why I do a lot of headshots, and I try to like perfect that as well. And I feel like what my work tends to be a little more classical, because of my influences are so old school. But I really like the idea of thanks. I really like the idea of kind of bringing that flavor. If there's something I'm trying to bring fresh to the table, is like Neil Adams. Well, imagine if Neil Adams was coming up in these days. How would he have approached some of these things? All right, so here's a trick, guys, on the eyes. I write stories that take place in the woods. Yeah, man, that's for real, dude. I hate them. Hate. All right, so I like to do this when I'm getting up close. I like that glassy eye look. Some of it came from my graffiti days when I was a kid. Something about seeing this kind of detail there, it just makes it look like it's more alive. You don't have to draw eyes and ears, just suggestions of eyes and ears. Yes. But how do I suggest backgrounds? How do I suggest Chinatown? I just had to draw that, and that was agonizing. Someone help me, please, with that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I want to suggest Chinatown. Landscapes are killer. As in they kill you? Yes. Yeah, I did. That's what I kind of did for the Chinatown shots. Hopefully you'll see. I did a little work for DMC Comics. So hopefully you'll see what I did there. You guys can be the judge. I'll let you judge it. So there's that little crease there from the nose to the mouth. All right, I might be overworking this though. That's the only concern. So here's what I have. I can increase the size of my brush so I can get that bolder line underneath with fewer strokes. I hate drawing. I like to kill it and nail it and deliver it and ship it. And then you can come in and break up those lines and get the nice gradient. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. I gotta go check out your work when I'm done here. Oops. See? Have my whiteout on. Now turn it off. Who's IG? Who are you asking? To my Ranger? What's your IG, Ranger? All right. Yeah, how was it? How was James Jean? James Jean is awesome, but he's like in another league, man. I can't even come close to that guy. I don't want to look at that guy. Makes me sick to my stomach. So good. All right. Yes, Jerkmonger is my IG. That is my handle on the Instagrams. And please go visit Steve Sanchez on there as well. He's also quite amazing. And go visit SB. He's truly almost mythical as far as I'm concerned. Thanks, man. Actually, I got to finish that up for the customer. I'm just supposed to add some detail to the hair, and I can get the last bit of money that I'm owed. I'm procrastinating. I'm not actually. I'm just overwhelmed with some work these days. I'm like right now I should be working, but I just want to. Like I said, I'm warming up. Joe, yes, he's great as well. I have a core. I mean, I've been following some guys. I've actually had to kind of pull back on some people I was following, just because I feel like I'm getting. I try to follow people that influence me, and I think that's what we should be doing. And I just find it hard because some people I've been following me for a while, and I don't want to discourage them. I want them to, it's not because they're not good, or it's just I want to make sure that I can see everyone that I want to see that's going to help me grow. I have my own pseudo mentors, if you will, on Instagram. So some of them are incredible. Some of them are people that I just really enjoy their feed. This is one gal. She's I forget her name right now. She's not a comic artist. I think she's a concept artist and storyboarder. But man, she makes me crack up whenever she posts. So I enjoy that, But I got to be honest with you. If every time I go to your feed comes on my thing and all I see is food or your cats, I'm probably not going to follow you for long, because I'm really mostly interested in art. That doesn't mean you can't do that. I'm just saying, yikes, I'm tired of food. I'll follow some artists I've been on the fence about. No, I hope I didn't cause any trouble. I'm just saying, I try to focus on people that have something to help build me up, and it's only because what do you call it? That's not where that goes. Back here's what I'm trying to do. It's mostly because I want to. Yeah. It's not that I don't appreciate that people. I mean, obviously, Instagram. I like how we take over things as artists, and then we start giving rules like, man, stop posting pictures of your cats. Like, well, hold on, those cats were there before I got there. What are you talking about? But because of its nature, I prefer it's so cool how you can meet people on there, and it's just there. They've been there, and you just you can talk to them, and usually they respond. I've met some great artists. Guys know Cheeks or Sean Galloway? Tremendous artist, and man, what a sweetheart of a guy, man. Super cool. I'm hoping to catch up with him when I get to LA. We've already talked about it, but I gotta touch base with him. Dan Norton, is he on Deviant only, or is he on IG? I have a Deviant account. I don't ever use it anymore. It's just, unfortunately, I'm very entrepreneurially minded when it comes to this stuff. I'm really trying to expose the world to my work, and I've discovered that Deviant is a great way to follow certain artists, but I found that it's a complicated system, and if you follow too many artists, it just gets hard to navigate through. And some people have tried to contact me through Deviant, and pretty much IG for me is the way to go. It's just so cool how we can all communicate with each other, and I'm sure that most of you guys I would never have even talked to if it weren't for Instagram. And then now with Periscope as a kind of a cool added feature, you can kind of, like, I don't know why. I could have done this all along on, well, I know I couldn't have. That's the thing about YouTube. We can't interact with each other, which, All right, so this eye is almost, looks like he has eyeliner. I'm gonna chill this out a little bit here. I don't like this. Okay. I'm just chilling it out, making it cooler than what it was. It was a little hot. Now it's cool. Because I feel like these lines up here are too coloring book. They're too bold. Let's fix that. Gotham up, right? Yeah. Can you do that through Google Hangouts? But I mean, look how complicated that is. Doesn't that seem complicated to you? Like, I gotta go to Google Hangouts. I don't know if anybody, I have a Google Hangout, and I don't know anybody, or a Google Plus, and I don't know anybody on there that would even interacts with me. I'm following people on there that I never interact with at all. It seems like a dead end system. Not really sure if I figured that out. The in your store and it's one click stop. Yeah, that's what I like about it. And then I can just, when I'm done here, it's on my phone. I just upload it to YouTube. And I imagine though there must be a whole wave of people that confused as to who we're talking to or why are we talking to ourselves, because your responses don't show up on YouTube. But that said, I mean, that's why I always tag it as a session on Periscope, so that at least if they're aware of it, they know why I'm talking to myself. Because I stream with my friends' sketchbooks. I don't understand what that means. He's going to hang out to converse with my future business partner about our art. 20 years of, he had more as a paralegal. Can you guys give me anybody give me where can I go to learn? I guess I could Google it. Ha ha ha. Google Hangout. I want to take advantage of that. It seems like it's got a potential for sure. It's there. I got to figure it out though. All right, so far Lex is kind of cool. Oh, sketchbooks. Yeah. Yeah, but again, it seems like I don't have enough people that are using it. I feel like a lot of people are confused by that app. I am, for one. Maybe I shouldn't use myself as a meter, but people that I know never use it. I have people who have followed me, but that's the extent of it. You guys ever know anyone called, I don't know, something called, is it called Skill Pages or something like that? Another app that's just hanging out there that in oblivion nobody seems to use. I never got into Vine. My favorite, I should say my favorite. I think the most opportunity is on LinkedIn. But I don't think that you should use LinkedIn unless you're there to, that's for me my most professional spot. When people interact with me, again, I'm an art director, so I don't want anybody conversating with me on there like we're just talking about pizza or something like that. That's for real opportunities. I want a job or something like that, or just connect like business card style. You should never use LinkedIn as a social media. It's not the intent. And if you did, most people won't respect you and you won't get a lot of opportunities from there. Try to just keep that to this stuff. That's my professional advice, just letting you know. All right. Maybe I should color some of this, right? Let's make a layer underneath this. I'm terrible at coloring. Where do we get that brush? This is just the regular brush in Photoshop. Say that again, SB. You're talking about LinkedIn? LinkedIn is, if Facebook is you hanging out with family and friends, and if Instagram is just you posting cool pics, LinkedIn is, to me, it's like a dinner party, a professional dinner party where you get to exchange business cards with other professionals. And a lot of people are connecting there. I know I've connected with several people. But that's one of those things you have to keep pure, because if you start to taint that, I need to explore LinkedIn, anything to help get me out of Shawshank and get gigs. Yes. I mean, you can post that you're looking for work on there, but you connect with someone there and try to see if you can explore their connections. So it's like going to a shindig and everybody's hanging out and, hey, what's your name? What do you do? Oh, hey, I do this. So that's great. Unfortunately, you can't just, I was about to say friend. You don't friend anybody on LinkedIn. You can't connect with anyone unless, in most cases, unless you have either a prior connection with someone else, or you do know them and you actually are trying to connect with them professionally. Nope, I'm drawing with a stylus. So yeah, it's a good LinkedIn's a very good tool. I have some strong connections there with some people. But again, because of that, you should only use that in case of emergency. Like you need a job and you want to get to know people, blah, blah, blah. But what's great also, a lot of the guys that I do know on there, not all, but a lot of people that I have had better relationships there, I know them now through Instagram. Another great artist that I've loved to talk to, is a super humble guy, is, for the most part, I mean, I've always been impressed with him, is, oh no, I just drew a blank. Oh no, that's not good. I'm hurting him. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing. Oh my gosh, Urban Barbarian. Check him out. Fantastic. Govar, yep. Yep. I just met him at TampaCon. He's very cool. Very, very cool. We're supposed to try to hang out soon. He lives over in my area. At least does now. I'm gonna throw down some more black over here and build this out. Word up, man. Word up. Okay. Oops. Yeah, so guys, I'm going to be doing... I don't have anything planned this August, but I do have... Oh, is he? Oh, is he on Periscope right now? Yeah, I guess I am a Floridian, right? Oops, don't like that. Let's undo. That's better. Alright. This is pretty cool. Maybe I need to do something here with... I can go in now, add some texture. I can lower the brush size, so it's like I'm switching to a pen nib or something. Kind of give myself a little texture shading. Who, SB? You talking to me or? I live in Tampa, Florida. Tampa, get on up. Originally, I'm from New York City, though. I grew up in the Bronx, but I've been here since 1987. So I guess that kind of qualifies me as a... You know, I've been thinking about Dragon Con. I'm thinking about doing that next year, because it's a lot closer than I give it credit for, and I also feel like it's it's probably good for me. My friend Crystal Bambuda, she lives in Atlanta now. Her story is the same as mine. Grew up in the BX. Really? Yeah, man. I grew up over on 174th and 175th in Grand Concourse. My father worked for Bronx Lebanon Hospital, and that's kind of been that's where I was. And then, yeah, I heard good things about that show, man. I just wasn't sure. I also heard nightmarish stuff, like some people didn't do very well. But this is early on when I first started, and now I'm hoping this being published thing makes more of a difference, like it ought to, because you know what the worst thing. This has been it was kind of hurtful too for a long time. I get people coming up, well, hey, your art is good, but what have you published? And I would say, well, I haven't actually published anything. And they literally would, oh, okay, well, thanks, and they just walk away. How uncool is that, right? But I guess it is what it is. It's off Gandhi in Manhattan. No kidding. All right, that's it. Fort Myers, dude. Seriously? I didn't even know that. Or did I? You know, sometimes I forget when we try to comment on everybody's stuff. We need to go ahead and, I don't know, it's a little bit of a drive for you, but we can even try to meet down there. Get like a drink and draw opportunity or something, and just have everybody hang out for a little while. You could always hang out at my place, SB. You can always come hang out here if you want. We'll make room for you. That way you don't have to drive back late. Or, like I said, maybe we can arrange something down there. I know Paulo Rivera. Do you know who he is? He's great. His father lives in Sarasota, I think, and he hails from there. I was like, wow, no kidding. You hear me? I just use a southern term. He hails from there. And every once in a while he comes back. And then, did you know that Sean Galloway was also from the Tampa area for a little while? Yeah, he's pretty dope, man. I sat next to him my first. That's cool. I've never really gotten to know Greg. I've seen him 1,000 times, like at a MegaCon or whatever. I'm gonna get to sit down with George Perez in December. I'm so still awesome. Yeah. I talked when I was getting to know him a little better. Galloway, he started telling me about, or I think he mentioned something on a post on Facebook, and I was like, what? Yeah, he was over in the Apollo Beach area. I used to date a girl in high school that lived there. Who knew? Although I think I'm older than him anyway. Paulo is, I tell you what, man, now, as far as my workstation is concerned here, he's influenced me a lot. You guys got to check out his blog. I use a thing that he does where I bought a piece of metal, galvanized steel, and I do what he does. I put magnets to all my tools. So when I do draw on a drawing table, traditional, I use all my tools from there. I have a separate set with all the magnets attached, and it's great because I can, instead of putting tape on the board, I just put these magnets on there, and it stays on pretty good. The only downside is when you try to use a ruler, whatever, T-square, it interrupts. But most of the time I don't use those tools anyway. So what does that mean? What's Disco Robin? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Alright, this is coming up pretty cool. I'm digging it. Oh, Disco Robin. He created Deathstroke and Taskmaster. That's right. No, you know what? I prefer the organic nature of stuff. Although I must say I do. Obviously, I'm cheating a little bit when I use the Photoshop ones or whatever. But I like the little parallax thing that's going on in Periscope here when I move something. Ooh, it's shaking. Lex Luthor's in an earthquake. Well, if I did that, I would want his eyes here. I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm going to paint over his eyes here. So he's looking at us instead. If one makes this a presidential poster, he has to be engaging us. That's what I think, at least. And then I'll do the same thing here. Vote Lex Luthor in his power suit. 2016. Is it from regular pencil to stylus and back? I don't think so. I feel like I use the tools so much interchangeably. There's a distinct difference in how they feel, how I use them, but I don't think I have any trouble switching. It's just there are limitations to this tool. Like right now, I'm drawing these lines with a distinct grip on the pencil, on the stylus. There's some things I don't care for on it, but okay. All right, so I'm going to increase the size of my brush again to 10 pixels. Again, I'm using the same brush from within Photoshop. Don't like that. That's true. Bill Clinton. The sax man. little ridge. I work in apparel, so I feel like things have to have seams and stuff now when I draw it. So you think, right? Lex must work out, right? He's got to. He's trying to compete with Superman for crying out loud. Let's see. I'm gonna just enlarge. Well, no. I'll just enlarge that. Alright, let's see. Let's give himself some kind of super soldier. I know, right? He has to have, right? Because he hates Superman, and he's the best that we have. That's like the whole conversation about Bruce Timm's idea of Batman versus Superman. Like, if Batman really were if he's gonna be the top human and he's gonna compete with all these other heroes, he's got to do something different. He's got to be bulkier. He's working out harder, and where Superman doesn't have to work out. He's already strong. He was born strong. He was picking up cars as a baby, for crying out loud. That's why I don't like Superman all muscular. It's silly. For me, it's Christopher Reeve all the way. He should be athletic, because he has a high metabolism. Batman's the most dangerous man on the earth. Lex isn't far behind. Oh, no, I'm saying about Batman, if he's human trying to be the best, I would think Lex is, to your point, right behind him. You know what? I don't like putting his trap over here. I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, I can't. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of this part here. That looks a little less jacked. Or unnecessarily jacked. Has he? I didn't know that. Look, it's animation. Look over here, over here, over there, over here, over there, over here. Alright, I'm gonna fix those eyes again. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Gymnast body. Let's go so rad, man. Let's see, just one time. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're having a good time. Watching since we talked about meeting artists, feel free to check out Demure. Yes, please. Check out Demure. Oh, snap. Alright, let's see here. Alright. See Lex and Dr. Doom team up or fight. Here, I'm gonna sketch one more guy out real quick. I'm going to go back to my pencil tool, which came from Friendin. Make sure you check out Friendin. He's on Instagram. Let's do this. All right. What do I put in the good doctor? Can you guys see that? Let's see. Hold on. I know it's an eye. Hold on. Somebody mentioned something cool. I thought I might try to oblige. Let me see. Go to a February licensing show in Vegas for your apparel job. No, I do not actually. We used to go to the Magic Show and several different types of shows like that, but our company doesn't really get involved in that anymore. I'm about to do an R&D trip I work with Harley Davidson products, so I art direct for that brand. So I will be going to the Harley show in Vegas in a few weeks. Not my favorite place in the world, but it works. And then from there, I will be going to LA for a couple of days. Yes, Dr. Doom. Let's see. Hey, so yeah, I did magic show. It was great, man. It was an awesome experience. But they used to for a while there. We noticed that they were kind of getting like lightening up a little bit. I don't know why we don't do it anymore. There's probably still good R&D going on there for us, and good to see what's happening with different brands for like the different manufacturers and stuff like that. That's what you do, man. I was telling someone about you using you as an inspirational story. What's that? The art directing thing? Harley Davidson. Yeah, I've been doing that for a while. The title is newer. And if you were to see my LinkedIn thing, I just got it last year, but I've been doing the job for a while. What the hell? Clark Kent on death row. What? So I'm just doing a quick sketch here, guys. I'm not going to finish this tonight, or at all, probably. I just wanted to, like I said, warm up. I figured, given this night, thought about doing comics until recently. Yeah, well, I mean, I did think about doing comics. I just didn't think it would be worth the time and the energy. Yes, I have seen Superman All-Star. The book's one of my favorite books ever, of all time. I just didn't think it was going to be even doable for me. And then it's funny, that buddy I shop with, as far as comics are concerned, we had a similar story. He didn't want to be a comic shop owner, and then we both kind of at the same time fell into these opportunities. So reduced the size of that a little bit for better composition. So yeah, and I hope it yields some cool stuff. I'm excited for some of the people who have been supporting me all this time, because now your original art and prints may be worth something one day, or not. Everybody will hate my work, and then I just don't want to be like those poor guys, man. That like the Dave Cockrams and all those guys that supported the industry for so long, and then they just got dropped like a bag of potato chips at a hot dog stand. That was my fear. But so far things are kind of working out. I'm getting a couple little gigs here and there. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I talked about that the other day about a contest, and I don't know how to conduct one on Instagram. I mean, what's the purpose of it, right? Is it to get me more followers, which is, I guess, a way to think about it, or reward my followers, and then if I do that, how do I do that? What are the, help me with the parameters. What is the contest, and if art is the reward, if you guys want a piece of original art, how do we do this contest thing? Followers and spread your name. So how do we do that? What is the measure on Instagram to conduct this? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I just had to give someone a refund on some prints, because I haven't had the time to just go out and get the prints made, because they keep selling out at the shows, and I haven't had the chance to get to the post office. So I decided not to do that anymore, at least for a while. Tag you in them so you can track it. Yeah. That sounds kind of cool. It does sound kind of cool. I do need an assistant. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. cancel. Oops, I did something stupid. Hold on, guys. Okay. I do need an assistant. My wife was trying to help me, but poor woman, she's stressed out, and I got her stressed out. And she's trying to be awesome mom and a wife, and I am just due to my TV off Apple tablet. Drawing contest of some kind. Houston Dolphin unwritten. Level joy. Have the kids. Yeah. Anyway, I would love. I got to figure out if there's somebody who would be willing to help me with that and help me get prints shipped, and that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Pray for me, because I have bad ADD and I don't even think about it. Hi, baby. You okay? Oh yeah, my beautiful wife, just came out of the house somewhere. She's hanging out. All right, I think that's it for now. That's gonna have to work, right? Well, Dr. Doom, it's not perfect, but I like it. See, his nose could probably be a little higher here. Yeah, right? She did hear me. She said, what the hell is he talking about? He's got little rivets. I did a Dr. Doom for based on the Sideshow collectibles. Somebody asked me to do a portrait of it. Came out pretty cool. Thank you, Ms. Parrish. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call this a night so I can get back to business. But I appreciate you guys as usual. And, thanks for supporting me. Be sure to follow SB71. Be sure to follow Steven Sanchez, Demure. Ranger, I'm going to check you out in a second, Ranger Dutch. And stay fly, y'all. Be cool.